So, you've been hearing about smart contracts all over the place, on Twitter, in crypto videos, or maybe that one friend who won't stop talking about blockchain at every party. But what actually is a smart contract? And why does everyone act like it's the next big thing since sliced bread? Don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, how they work, why they're useful, and what to watch out for. And I promise, I'll keep it simple. No confusing tech talk, no math degree needed. Just plain English. All right, let's dive in. So imagine this. You buy something from a vending machine. You put in $2, press the button for your favorite snack, and boom, it drops right out. No cashier, no middleman, no small talk. If you paid enough, the machine gives you the snack. If you didn't, nothing happens. That's basically how a smart contract works. It's like a vending machine, but for digital agreements. In simple terms, a smart contract is a piece of code that lives on decentralized networks, mostly blockchain. It says, if this happens, then do that. Everything is automatic. No human needs to press buttons or check if you followed the rules. The code itself makes sure the deal goes through. And the cool part? Nobody can secretly change the rules later. Once the smart contract is on the blockchain, it just runs. No one, not even the creator, can mess with it. So yeah, think of it like a self-executing agreement written in code. And the word smart doesn't mean it's super intelligent. It just means it automatically executes what you told it to do. Or, as I like to say, it's like having a lawyer who works 24/7, never sleeps, and doesn't charge you $300 an hour. Now let's talk about where these smart contracts live. They're stored on decentralized networks, often blockchains. You've probably heard of some: Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and even Hedera, which uses a hash graph instead of a blockchain. Each blockchain has its own way of handling contracts, but the idea is always the same. The blockchain keeps a record of everything, and thousands of computers agree on what's true. So when a smart contract runs, everyone on the network knows what happened, and no one can secretly change it behind your back. That's what makes it trustless. You don't have to trust the other person. You trust the code and the network. Of course, you still need to trust that the code itself was written correctly, because if the programmer messes up, well, the contract will happily do the wrong thing. It's like giving your lawyer the wrong instructions and watching him win the case for the other guy. All right, so what can smart contracts actually do? Let's start with DeFi, which stands for decentralized finance. Think of it like a bank, but without the bank. You can lend your crypto, borrow crypto, earn interest, or swap tokens, all automatically through smart contracts. No paperwork, no bankers in suits, just code that does the job instantly. Then there are NFTs. When someone sells a piece of digital art, the smart contract can automatically send royalties to the artist every time that NFT is resold. Imagine if musicians got paid automatically every single time someone played their song. That's the power of smart contracts. They're also used in supply chains. Let's say a company ships coffee beans from Brazil to Belgium. A smart contract can be connected to tracking data, and when the shipment arrives, it automatically releases payment. No one needs to email invoices or chase payments. The code takes care of it. And here's another example that's becoming more popular in 2025: tokenization of real-world assets. That means things like buildings, art, or even carbon credits can be split into little digital pieces called tokens. So yeah, in theory, you could own 0.001% of a skyscraper in New York. A smart contract handles ownership, transfers, and payments automatically. Pretty wild, right? Now, let's talk about why smart contracts are such a big deal. Here are the main reasons people love them. The first one is automation. This is huge. Think about it. You don't need a person to manually approve things. Once the conditions you wrote into the code are met, say the money is deposited or the delivery is confirmed, the contract executes itself. Bam, it's done. No delays, no human error, no confusing paper trail, and definitely no "I'll get back to you next week." It just runs. Next up, we've got transparency. Every single person can look at what this contract actually does on the network. There is no hidden fine print tucked away on page 87. Everything is right there, out in the open, for anyone to see and verify. Trust me, In finance, that level of clarity is revolutionary. The third one is cost savings. Because you're removing all those expensive middlemen. We're talking lawyers, brokers, escrow agents, payment processors. It's usually much cheaper and, more importantly, way faster than using the old system. You save time and money. The fourth point is all about global access. Literally anyone, anywhere in the world, can use a smart contract as long as they have internet access and a little bit of crypto. You don't need a fancy bank account, a financial background check, or a specific citizenship. This tech is designed to be open and accessible to everyone. Basically, it's a fairer, faster, more open system, at least when it works as intended. Because yeah, there are some downsides. First, bugs. Smart contracts are only as good as the code they're written in. If there's a mistake, hackers can exploit it and steal funds. And once it's out there, you usually can't change it. There have been famous hacks in crypto where millions were lost just because of one small line of bad code. So, code is law sounds cool until you realize the code has a typo. Second, fees. On some blockchains, especially Ethereum, running complex smart contracts can be expensive. That's because every operation you ask the network to do costs gas, basically a transaction fee. Third, regulation. Governments are still figuring out how to handle smart contracts legally. If something goes wrong, it's not always clear who's responsible: the developer, the platform, the user. In some countries, the legal system doesn't fully recognize them yet. And fourth, user mistakes. If you send your money to the wrong contract, or if you approve a scam one, it's gone. There's no undo button on the blockchain. So yeah, while smart contracts are awesome, they're not perfect. They're powerful, but they need to be handled with care. Kind of like electricity. It can power your house, but it can also zap you if you're not careful. Now, let's fast forward to 2025. What's new and exciting in the smart contract world right now? One big thing is AI-assisted contracts. Developers are using artificial intelligence to help write, audit, and even fix smart contracts before they go live. That means fewer bugs and fewer disasters. Another trend is cross-chain contracts. That means smart contracts on different blockchains can finally talk to each other. So, a contract on Ethereum could trigger something on Solana or Hedera. It's like teaching blockchains to play nice together instead of living on their own little islands. We're also seeing privacy improvements, using things like zero-knowledge proofs to prove something's true without revealing all the details. So you can verify, for example, that a payment happened without exposing the person's wallet balance. And finally, real-world adoption is growing fast. Companies are experimenting with hybrid contracts, part legal document, part smart contract. That means you get the security of blockchain and the legal recognition of traditional agreements. Pretty cool stuff.